Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Crystal Rowe and this is my Flosstube number 17, and I just want to say thank you for joining me. If you're new or if you've been around for a while, I know there's a zillion Flosstubes that you can watch and Flosstubers that you can support, so I just sincerely thank you for watching me and supporting me. And let's get started. There is a set change. I am in my living room today. My kitchen table or dining room table is covered in stacks of homeschool stuff, some craft stuff, Legos. I mean, and I just didn't want to deal with cleaning all that off right now. I'll have to later before school, but anyway. So I thought I'm just gonna pull my little tables over here and give this a shot and just sit on the couch. And I live across the street from a church with a big open space of a churchyard, and they're over there cutting the grass. So my dogs love to bark at the landscaper, so we'll just see how this goes. I have the puppy is in the window right now watching them, so if you hear incessant barking, that's because they have brought their lawnmowers over to closer to my house. Anyway, okay, so life stuff. Oh, I gotta wake up, guys. I haven't had enough coffee. Let me get a drink of coffee. It's not to-go coffee. My son is obsessed with these to-go cups right now. He wants to go to Starbucks all the time. So to kind of curb that, we bought some disposable cups so he could feel like he was drinking out of a Starbucks cup. Okay, so live Stitchy, whatever. I'm seriously struggling. Since my last Flosstube, the weather has been nice, so we have been outside a lot. I haven't been stitching as much, which is a good thing as far as being outside. I've mentioned this before. My son has autism, and for the past few years, he has had a serious phobia of playing outside. The only time we could get him outside is if he had a friend over and he was too distracted to care about. Basically, he's scared of bugs because he has some mild insect allergies. So if we have fire ants here in South Carolina. So if he got bit by a fire ant or mosquito, he didn't have a deadly reaction, but he would react more than you or I would. So it would be really bad, itching. A lot of times we have to actually go to the doctor and get some special medicine. And there we go. Sorry. Zozo, no, don't bark. Don't bark. So I have a triangle of dogs around me. I have one right here, one over there, and one by the window. So anyway, this year he has overcome the fear, not the allergy, he's still allergic. He's overcome the fear, and we actually have our yard sprayed for mosquitoes for that reason, because there is a creek nearby, and we have a neighbor with a swimming pool that one year the swimming pool did not get cleaned or whatever, so the mosquitoes were really bad. So we pay to have our yard spray for mosquitoes. It's not the town sprays for mosquitoes, and they do that after dark when the bees are gone to prevent any sort of interference with the bees. But for your yard being sprayed, they can't do that. So I have guilt about our yard being sprayed because of bees, but at the same time I have to look out for my son, so we just have it done for his sake because he does have such bad reactions. So it's controversial, and that's a tangent I'm going off of. Anyway, we've been outside a lot, and he has been wanting to take walks. So he'll say, I want to do cardio. So we walk around the block or whatever, And so that's been a lot of fun. So I have not been stitching as much for good reasons. So it's just, I don't know, it's just really nice because after so many years of him not wanting to go outside, now he wants to go outside all the time, to the point where, you know, I'm washing dishes and then I see a flash in front of the window and he's not supposed to be out there unsupervised. So, because he has low safety awareness, which means he doesn't always understand bad safety situations like traffic and things like that. So anyway, just a new stage of life that we're dealing with. And this past Sunday, we, our church, we attend church regularly, and my husband's actually a deacon in church, and for the past year, because of the pandemic, we haven't went as a family. Our church has been following social distancing, masks, hand sanitizer, closing off pews, things like that. But because of our son and just him, his needs, he has not been back for a year. And my husband and I will like alternate. You know, one of us will go, the other one will go, whatever. But this past week we were all able to go as a family, and that was nice. So, you know, we had our own little section, and my son needs a lot of room. He needs to like lay out and be able to move his body and things like that. So, and I'm just so thankful because my church is so supportive. Actually, the pastor's actually my husband's best friend, but even if he wasn't, the members are so supportive. There's several special needs families there, even though it's a very, very small church. They're so understanding of Parker's needs, and you know, we just do what we need to do, and it's fine. So anyway, after church we went for a drive, and this is out in the country. Like, I live in a small town, but where we go to church is very rural, and it was fun. We went for a drive, and it's a lake area, so we got to see a lot of the lake. And we found an ice cream shop, and we stopped for ice cream. You know, insert a picture here of Parker enjoying his ice cream. And then we stopped in the town that our church is outside of, and they have a rich quilt history, and they have a quilt museum. It's a very small town, but they do have a quilt museum, and the town sort of embraced that history, and they have put barn quilts all over the town. And like almost every business has some sort of quilt block hanging outside their business. So I took a picture of the one outside the hospice store, and they themed it with a house, and I'll insert that here. I love those, and I really want to make a big one to go above my garage door, and I want to make a smaller one to go on my porch. So that's something I want to do this summer. And I'm looking at my notes. So I think that's it, life updates. Hopefully you didn't mind that tangent. I know some people do not like to hear about personal stuff, and some people do because they're stitching and they just feel like they're hanging out with their friends. So if you're watching me, you are going to get life stuff, because I think it's part of sharing who I am, and I'm comfortable doing that, and I enjoy when I watch other channels and people are talking about life stuff. Oh, and here's the big life thing. Last night, okay, my son gets, I call it pop. He gets mad when I call it pop. I'm from Southern West Virginia, and we call soda, we call it pop. Here, where I live in South Carolina, they call it just drinks. Like, do you want a drink? They don't say soda or pop or Coke. So I'm the only person I know in my whole town that says pop, other than my mom, who raised me in West Virginia. And because I'm the one raising my son, he used to say pop, but he has realized that no one else says it, and he makes fun of me and says, "Why do you call it pop?" And anyway, so in the comments, tell me what you call, like, a can of Coke or a bottle of Coke, Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever. What do you call that in your area, wherever you live? Do you call it by the name, Coke, Pepsi? Do you say Coke? I know some areas just say Coke. Pop, soda, drink, whatever. Leave in the comments what you call it. All that to say, my son will get a pop, a soda. He will get it as a treat. So yesterday, we had to go run errands, and as a treat for being good, because he had to sit in the car for a long time, I got him a canned drink. So last night, he came up to me and he said, "Is it bad if you swallow metal?" Well, he had taken the tab off. He didn't swallow the tab, but there's a little piece of metal, and he just woke up. Woo! You okay? You all right? You okay, baby? Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm filming a Flosstube. Okay. Anyway, he swallowed, and I'm talking about what happened last night. Okay. He swallowed. There's a little ring that attaches the tab to the can, and he had pulled that off. It's like the size of a pencil eraser, like flat, but as wide as a pencil eraser, and it does have little jagged edges.
Let me demonstrate.
Okay, you gonna demonstrate?
So it's like this little circle, but this is like this little circle, but not that.
Yeah, it's the one that attaches to that.
Like the opposite of it.
Well, I immediately started packing my bag because I was like, we're gonna have to go get him x-rayed and see what's going on, because it does have little jagged edges. So, but before I did that, because of COVID and hospital restrictions, and it was like 9 o'clock at night when he did this, I called the on-call person. I called the hospital and asked for the on-call person for his doctor's office, and it was a triage nurse, and she consulted with a doctor, and she called me back and she said, just monitor him because of the size. As long as he doesn't have any pain or bleeding, just let it pass, and it'll take 2 or 3 days. So he is not having any pain. He has no pain swallowing. So I'm just hoping that, everything's fine, and he's learned his lesson of, he has sensory needs, and he likes to put things in his mouth. So he's learned not to do that. And he has chew necklaces. So can you bring your chew necklace so I can show your Lego chew necklace?
It's dirty, by the way.
Oh, it's dirty. Never mind. He has rubber chew necklaces to help him with that. It's like this.
Also,
so this one looks like Legos. You can buy them on Amazon.
Also, can you let me eat sneaky starter?
Can what?
Can I eat sneaky starter?
Yeah. So he actually has a regular checkup today, so we're gonna go in and I'm gonna review that with his doctor. I'm not sure if his particular doctor was the one on call for the practice. Oh, he wants to show his new candy.
I have 4 of these, except I ate 2 of them.
Let me move your hand so we can show. It's that Sneaky Stardust. His nanny ordered him that from Amazon. He loves it. It's like a powder bubble gum, and then when you eat it, it turns into regular gum. Anyway. So that's his show and tell. So anyway, yay, that's life. Okay. Woo. All right, so on to cross stitch. I have a finish. This is Barnyard Bakery. Behind my notebook. Barnyard Bakery by Stitching with the Housewives, and I customized this because I think I mentioned this before. We are reading Charlotte's Web for homeschool. I read aloud a chapter every day that we have school, sometimes 2 chapters. And so what I did, and I talked about before putting Charlotte, I was going to put her on the barn, but because the doors are dark, I didn't. I wrote some pig on the bowl because that's the first thing. If you're unfamiliar with the story of Charlotte's Web, Wilbur is the pig. And Charlotte is a spider that lives in a barn. And Wilbur finds out that pigs get slaughtered on the farm and become the Christmas ham or whatever. So he gets scared, and Charlotte says she's going to help save his life to where they keep him as a pet. And so they hatch a plan where Charlotte is going to spin words into her web to get everyone's attention, to say this pig does not need to be the Christmas ham. So that's, that's what happened. I'm not going to talk about the end of the story because we haven't got there yet. But it's also a cartoon movie. There's different versions of the movie. So when we get done with the book, we will watch the movie too. So anyway, some pig is the first thing Charlotte spins in her web. And then instead of writing home, I just stitched a little Charlotte coming out of the cup. So I still need to finish this. I want to put it in my kitchen somewhere, but I have a really tiny kitchen. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny. My kitchen is 7 foot by 10 foot. So there's not really a lot of room for decorating. It's more just essential stuff. So I'm not sure if I can find a place to put this in there, but that's where I would like to put it. But I love it. It's just, it's a good reminder of us reading Charlotte's Web, and I think those pigs are the stinking cutest pigs ever. I love them, love them, love them. So this is mostly what I've worked on since my last Flosstube. I just didn't want to stop. I wanted to just keep working on it, and I did. Okay, the other project I worked on was Chiara Osborne. She had purchased this chart, and she had talked about it. She actually had mentioned that I had started the chart, and that got me wanting to get it out to work on it, and on her Flosstube. And it is Silver Creek Samplers, Mychal's Prayer, and this is a 9/11 memorial piece for Mychal Judge, and I'm stitching it in honor of the 20th anniversary this year of 9/11, in memorial of all the lives lost and affected. And so I pulled it out. I had worked on this during March Madness, and I basically just had this done to the bottom of the dress. So I put this in, I put her wings in, there's a thread, and I started on the words. I love this. Some of the colors are called for. Some of the smaller pieces, like this pink and then the 9/11, are just conversions because I didn't have those hand-dyed flosses. And they're such small pieces that I wasn't going to pay to buy it just to stitch that part. But the colors are close. And this is on 25 count Oatmeal Lugana by Holt. I love this fabric. And I should have plenty left over because right here it says Lord, and that's the edge of the pattern. So I will still have this much left over to do a nice size pattern. I love this. I love stitching on the 25 count Lugana. It's so easy on my hand. I love the colors. So I'm probably going to buy some more of that. The other thing I worked on, I pulled out this just for a little bit, and this is the Home Sweet Home by It's So Emma. They're doing a stitch along for this. I think it started already, and I didn't get hardly anything done on this because what I did is I had put in more yellow down here, and I had stitched it incorrectly, so I frogged it, and by the time I got done frogging it, I didn't want to look at it anymore, and I was disgusted with this pattern. And I was like, I hate this pattern. I don't want to touch it again. So, I mean, it was just like, So that one's on the timeout list right now, even though it's my fault. The other pattern I worked on was my Whilst Iris Naps Ada Billison. Let me find the cover sheet. This is a hard one to look at. And this is my first sampler, baby's first sampler. I know that's blurry. And what I did is I went in, I added more borders, and I started the queue. I'm out of the kudzu green, so I have to order more of that. But basically what I'm doing is, instead of doing all the border or anything like that, let me show it. I'm just doing a little bit at a time until I get over to this edge, and then I'll work my way down to make sure that it all lines up and I don't make any mistakes. Smith's having a good time. So I love that. And I did order the floss color that I ran out of. The reason I ran out of it so quickly because that's a floss that I had used for another chart. So I didn't have a ton of it left. Hang on. Okay. And last night I was watching Candace K, and also I was already thinking about this from her last week's video. And she has a couple Cuore Batticuore patterns that she's been working on. And I have a Christmas one, so that really got me wanting to work on mine. This is Christmas in the Rain. I have not worked on this in a long time. I mean, I've only been hardcore stitching like a year, but a long time, probably since Jolly July or something like that. There's a lot of glare on that. And the thing is with these patterns, they're cute when you look at them, but when you look at them stitched, they're super cute and super pretty, and there's so much detail. So I pulled this out. All that I had done, only thing that I really got done last night was just filling in the white right here. So I didn't work on it very long. This is on 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco, and I'm struggling to get my needle through that. I'm using the Pat Carson needle, which has a duller tip. And I think I'm going to try to pull out one of my sharper needles because I'm like, it's really hurting my hand to stab this. And I don't want to switch fabrics or anything because I like the coffee tea dye. I like how the white pops against it. So we'll see. I don't know how much I can actually stitch on this and my hand not hurt because I'm really struggling to get the needle through that. But I like the thickness because I can carry and you know, you can't tell because it's so thick. So we'll see. But yeah, Candace is, she's doing a Halloween one and she's doing the Christmas sampler, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to get mine out and work on it a little bit. And that is it for my cross stitch whips. I have a quilting whip. This is technically a finish, I guess. I'm doing the fatquartershop Serendipity Quilt-Along, and this is my row 1. So I'm using Folktale by Lella Boutique, and the background is Vanilla Moda Grunge. So these are my 6 blocks for the first row, and I love the Folktale collection. These were a pain in the butt to make, I'm not gonna lie, because when I did my hourglasses, I did not cut them down properly. They were all half an inch too big when I went to sew my blocks together, so I had to trim them all down, and you know, so I didn't enjoy that one. But well, I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't like so much fun to quilt. It was kind of like, well, let me just get through this row. But the second row I'm loving. It's this one with the flying geese, and I'm using the flying geese paper, 1.5 by 3. I like the foundation paper piece, but this has been so much easier than even regular foundation paper piecing because the paper is so thin. And the first time I did it, it was a little rough because I didn't know what I was doing. But I just watched the fatquartershop instruction video that Kimberly did for this row, and I just took my time. And so I made, this is, I've got 4 of my 7 colors done. So this is the first one. once I got started, I didn't want to stop, really. If I had time, I would have done them all. I haven't trimmed all these little threads. This is the second row. I mean, the second set of colors. The third set of colors. And then my fourth set of colors. So I have 3 more colors to do. No, wait. Do I? There's 5. So I have 2 more colors to do. And then I can start assembling all of these. Because one of these is a background color. So, I love this. There's the third row is out. I had to order more background fabric. I probably have enough to finish the second row and start the third row. And the third row also uses a foundation paper piecing. So I have the papers for that. So I'm excited about that. I haven't had any time to work on other quilting projects, but it's fine. I'm enjoying that. We'll see what happens this week. Okay, so that's all my whips. And I have received a ton of Stitchy kindness this week. I am so thankful, you guys. Just a second. I'm so thankful. I mean, you know, it's just unbelievable, like, how sweet people are. The first one I want to show is from Rebecca. Rebecca has sent me Stitchy kindness. I don't even know how many times. Rebecca, you are so sweet. She has the biggest heart. I mean, you know, she just takes us new Flosstubers and, like, she just wants to help people. I mean, Rebecca, you are so sweet. And she sent me 3 cross-stitch magazines. And I did not know this was coming because it was just in the mailbox. 3 cross-stitch magazines. 2 just cross-stitch. And then she sent me this one. I've never seen this one before. Stony Creek cross-stitch collection. And it is full of Christmas ornaments, Christmas stitches. There's some Thanksgiving stuff in there. I don't know if there's Halloween. There's fall and Christmas. And I mean, there's tons of cute patterns. So thank you, Rebecca. She also sent me a pack of the magnetic fabric holders. Thank you, Rebecca. So sweet. I really appreciate it. And let me introduce you. This is my fur baby, Rosie. Rosie girl. Rosie came to us. She is about 10. She came to us when she was 6. Her owners were, well, her main owner was an older gentleman and his wife, but she was really the baby of the older gentleman. And he passed away. So his wife had her, but she got really sick too, and she had to go to a nursing home. So their daughter and son-in-law were looking for a home for Rosie because they already had their fur babies and they didn't get along with each other. Oh, she's so sleepy. Are you sleepy? So she was about 6, and a mutual friend said, I know somebody who would love to adopt Rosie, because she knew that I was kind of looking for another dog at that time. So they let us adopt her from them. She's so sleepy. You my Rosie girl? Oh goodness, she loves to get her chest scratched. So her hair's short for summer. It gets so hot here in South Carolina. But when her hair grows out, oh, it's so pretty. She's a pretty girl. Yeah. Okay. I'll put her here. She's laying next to me. And she is, now that we have the new puppy, she has turned into the classic middle child. It's really sad. My husband and I are like, oh my gosh, she's totally the middle child. Because our older dog is more aggressive in getting what she wants. And by aggressive, I mean, if she wants petted, she's going to go like this and stick her face on you, and she's going to get her pets. And she's going to jump up next to you, and she's going to get her spot. And the puppy, of course, is a puppy. So he's all over the place and he gets tons of attention. So Rosie, poor little Rosie, is just turning into the middle child. She gets neglected. She doesn't really get neglected, but she's the one who is like lost in the shuffle because she's in the back of the three and they just do what they want, and then she's back there like, oh, forgot about me. So I've been trying really hard to give her extra attention, and she normally sleeps in her her crate. It's her room. She always slept in her room before we got her, and then when we got her at nighttime, she would go in her room. It's her crate with her blanket and toy. She would sleep in there, but I've been letting her sleep in the bed with me, so because she likes that. So anyway, our oldest already sleeps in the bed, but the puppy sleeps in his crate because he can't be trusted. If you left that dog out at night, he would eat everything and anything. He'd eat all of our shoes. He will eat everything. In fact, I will insert a picture. He ate the second beeswax. He ate my Lori Holt beeswax. He didn't swallow it, but he chewed it up just like he chewed up my other beeswax. So my husband said, "What is this in the floor?" And he picked it up, and I was like, "That's my beeswax! He did it again!" Anyway, he eats everything. He's a puppy. So I've mentioned this before. I think in the last video. Oh yeah, because he ate my strawberry. I had my backup thread conditioner that came in my Stitch Quarterly kit. So when I don't use it on my whole thread, but if I'm stitching with a long piece, sometimes I will just use it on the end of the thread to keep it from shredding. So anyway, on to more Stitchy kindness. Okay, the next Stitchy kindness I received was this tag punch. And it's the oval shape, and this is from Janet. I'm just going to say who it's from. It's from Janet Jabber. Janet, you did not give me permission to use your name. But Janet is so sweet, and she knew that I wanted to make floss tags, and she said she had this floss punch. I think she got a Cricut, and she's making hers with a Cricut, from what I understand. And she so kindly mailed this to me. So, Janet, thank you so much. It was so kind of you to mail this to me so I could make the oval floss tags. Very, very sweet, and that's much appreciated. My third, oh, I have to pause because I didn't bring it over here. Okay, I'm back. So my third Stitchy kindness was Candace K had commented that she really liked the Stitch Quarterly that I had, and I knew I liked the Stitch Quarterly, but it was not like anything that I was like, oh, I'm going to stitch it right now, or I have to stitch this right now. And I thought, you know, if she really likes it, let me see if she would like it. And I went on her Instagram page because I thought, I'm going to see if maybe she has a chart that she's finished that I could ask her for. And she had stitched some of the Lizzie Kate strings. And I had just finished my Bent Creek Nativity Row, and I loved it. So I really want to stitch more of the Bent Creek rows, and I want to stitch some of the Lizzie Kate strings. So I was like, hey, I'm kind of eyeballing your Lizzie Kate strings. Would you like to do a trade? So she said, yeah, sure. So I sent her the Stitch Quarterly pattern and a couple of things that came with it, and she sent me her Lizzie Kate strings. But she didn't just send the Lizzie Kate strings. She sent a whole stack of Lizzie Kate and 2 hand-dyed flosses. These are so pretty. They're from Stitchy Stuff, and I think I remember her showing these on her Flosstube. One is green apple. This is green apple. Sorry, I'm not paying. I hope I didn't look crazy. This one's mermaid's tail, and they are gorgeous. I can't wait to have a project to use these on. They are so, so pretty. And they're so soft. And then it was like a Lizzie Kate Christmas celebration. All these Lizzie Kates. She sent me Thankful string, spooky string. Try to get that with no glare. Oh, let me open it up in case you're interested. Spooky string, kitty string. Oh. Right here, fire trucks. Doggy string. Fuzzy string. She sent me this Quicket, the Ho 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 Quicket. And then she also sent me Tiny Tidings 16. All of these are on my wish list. Like if you go to 123 Stitch, all of these are on my wish list. She sent me the spring smalls. She sent me all the seasonal smalls. Spring, autumn, summer, and winter. I don't even know what to start first. I want to stitch them all, like right now. So, I think I'll just try to go seasonally and maybe do the buzzy string. But here's the thing. I want to do the kitty string and the doggy string and the buzzy string. I want to do them all right now. But I can't do them all at the same time. So I need to start one. I don't know. I literally want to work on all of them. And then maybe start the summer. Since I don't know if I could get the spring done. Maybe start summer or spring. I don't know. But thank you, Candace. That was so sweet. It's funny because I sent some extra stuff than what I told her I was going to send, and she sent me a bunch of extra stuff. And isn't that just the way that we, like, cross stitchers are? We just, like, love to share. I haven't come across a cross stitcher who wasn't like that. Like, just so generous and kind and thoughtful. So, thank you everyone who sent, sorry, I was just setting that over there. Thank you to everyone who sent me Happy Mail, Stitchy Kindness, whatever you want to call it. It's much appreciated. So for haul, I have one thing. This is my 2020 Floss of the Month from Crazy Annie Stitching for Classic Colorworks. I think this is March. I think this is March's floss. And it is like Eastery colors. Rosy Glow. Tomatillo. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. Flor de Lilac. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Olive Branch. Pixie Dust. Just like super cute, like unicorn colors. And Sugar and Spice. Moses up the window with this purple stuffed elephant barking at the landscapers. Mosey! Mose! No. Okay, so I have a lot of purples and pinks right now, and so I'm going to use this as this week's giveaway. So, if you would like to win these colors from Classic Colorworks from the Annie, just Crazy Annie's Floss of the Month Club, and they come in this little bag that she sends them in. Just leave the word floss, Floss, in the comments. You don't have to make up a sentence or anything like that. Just leave the word floss. But I do want to know what you call your drinks. So if you, I would love for you to leave a comment. And if you want to put where you live, that would, that would kind of like show everybody, hey, I live in this area and this is what we call it. But for the giveaway, just write floss, Floss. And when I do the giveaway, the comment picker, I will just put in the word floss. And if you're interested in that, it will just filter through those comments. So this week's giveaway winner, which was for the Cross Stitch Journal, And another disclosure, it did have some bending from shipping. I won this as part of a giveaway from Layla May Designs Retreat, which, if you don't know, Layla May actually dissolved their company right after the retreat. They kind of separated into two different companies. So they are now, Kim and Ashley started a company called, I think it's Stitch, etc. I will put it in the description box. They have a new Facebook group. I don't know if they have an Instagram, but in the Layla May Designs group, I don't know if it's archived or closed. I don't know. I haven't checked it to see. But Jennifer, who is the other cousin, Jennifer and Kim are the two cousins, and then Ashley was Kim's daughter. Is Kim's daughter. Jennifer's new business is called Violets and Verses, and she has a new Facebook group. So Stitch etc. will be doing the like wood paddles and all the wood pieces, and then Jennifer's group, Violets and Verses, will do her project bags and her designs. So, and I'm not sure what else the individual companies are doing, but if you follow them and you didn't know that already, I will link those Facebook groups in the comments. So, moving forward, they won't have the Layla May Designs anymore. Anyway, y'all probably hate me right now because I didn't announce the giveaway winner. Okay, the giveaway winner is Robin Selby 1. So if your YouTube name is Robin Selby 1, then you have won the Cross Stitch Journal. You can email me at crystalrow96@gmail.com. That is in the description box. Or message me on Instagram at crystalrow. And if you can't find me on Instagram, well, my name is just Crystal Rowe, so you have to search by the account name, not by my name, because apparently there's a lot of people with that name. And there's a picture of me looking nicer than this with my husband. We went to a wedding. So, it doesn't look like everyday Crystal with the hair knot and whatever. But, okay, so Robin Selby, you won the Cross Stitch Journal. The giveaway this week is for the floss. And if you're still with me, I have a question. I have thought about doing Stitch With Me videos. Either just recording a Stitch With Me while I'm sitting here stitching and just talking about life in general. And just going in more detail about like what's going on in my life and just sort of doing like that. Or a live where it's interactive and I try to read comments and we talk back and forth. That's an option. I don't think I can do that on YouTube because I don't have enough subscribers. But I could do Instagram Live. So if you are the kind of person who likes the Cross Stitch With Me videos, either live or recorded, and you would be interested in that, then let me know, because I would need to buy a separate, the way that I stitch my phone, I could not record with the stand that I have. I'd have to buy the kind that kind of like goes over and down so you could actually see my project. Unless you just want to look at my mug the whole time. But I would rather show what I'm stitching on.
What are you doing?
I'm doing my Flosstube. I know, it's been forever. So anyway, that's something I'm considering. And then for plans, and Moses over there. Oh, I know you guys can hear him. If you stuck with me this long, thank you. It's shown YouTube on your YouTube analytics. It will show you how many minutes people watch your videos. So like, if I have a 30 or 45 minute video, it'll say the average watch time is 13 minutes. So I'm like, wonder what they're fast forwarding through. They're probably just fast forwarding through what you're stitching and then the giveaway, and then they're like, see you later, alligator. But anyway. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to babysit him to get through this last little bit. So for plans, I'm not doing a Stitch Mania. I know, you just want to bark. I'm not doing Stitch Mania. I'll probably have some new starts just because I have so many new charts that I bought through Needlework Expo, and I have these Lizzie Kate, so I'll just have normal new starts. I'm not doing anything for Mania. This weekend is 24 hours of cross stitch, which I have never done. There's no way I can stay up all night. No, I need my sleep. But I thought about picking one project, maybe my Winter Rose Manor that I haven't worked on enough, that is for my mom. I thought about just picking that up and trying to do as many hours as I can on that this weekend. And we'll see, because I do want to quilt too, but I like to participate in that. So we'll see. See what I come up with. But I want to try to do weekly videos because I forget so much in between. And I forgot a whole segment. I forgot my wish list. I'll do the wish list next time. I have like 4 things picked out for wish list, but I totally forgot. So, it's okay. So anyway, thanks guys if you stuck with me through all this rambling and dogs and, you know, all this stuff. Thank you. I hope you have an awesome weekend, an awesome week. Please like, comment, subscribe. My husband tells me I need to say that, and I forget. So, bye.